Desde Chicago, Estados Unidos de Norteamérica, Momentos Broadcasting presenta una entrevista exclusiva. Conduce Abel Bernardo.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Moments with the Tango, or Tango Moments, or Momentos con el Tango. I am Abel Bernardo, and we broadcast directly here from the city of Chicago to all over the world. This is a great show. We have a lot of guests that they love tango, tango dancers, tango musicians, tango personalities. And today we are with an amazing tango dancer who lives in London. His name is Adrien Bariki-Alaoui, and here is with us. Welcome to Moments on YouTube. Momentos con el Tango is here to hear more about you, to know more about you, and about everything you are doing. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Abel. Gracias, Abel. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
Well, so tell us a little bit about you and where are you living right now?
So my name is Adrien. I am based in London, in the United Kingdom at the moment. My main activity is a tango dancer, tango teacher. I do it full time. We are based in London with my wife and partner, Iro Davlantilo, and we own the Argentine Tango School, which is one of the biggest tango school in London, and I believe at the moment one of the biggest in Europe. And that's it. We also do travel a lot across the world to perform and to teach, but our main tango activity is here in London.
Sounds good, yes. I've been watching with our crew here, with the people that work with me, all your videos. We spent like at least a week watching your videos. We love it. We love how you dance. Your wife dance amazingly well. Both of you, they are incredible dancers, and very passionate about it. So we have some questions for you. How did you both, or you, your tango journey began, and what led you to base your work in London?
So I was myself born in France. My dad is from Morocco in North Africa, and my mother is French. But I was introduced to tango very early. Number one, because my dad, my Moroccan dad, went to work in Buenos Aires. So when he was in France, the company proposed him a role in Buenos Aires. So he went to work there, and there he started dancing tango very, very much. This was at the end of the 80s, beginning of the 90s. And my dad at this time did a lot of tango, lot. Never was professional, especially because at the time there wasn't really a big professional industry. But he was a milonguero. He was dancing a lot. So when we grew up, there was always a lot of tango at home. We were speaking Spanish, not only, but sometimes. So really grew up with this tango music. On the side of my mom, I learned this a lot later, actually after having started tango, but my French grandparents met dancing tango. So shortly after World War II, you still had a lot of tango in France, something that we call musette, in which people were dancing all kind of dance. And tango argentino was danced a lot in those balls. And my grandparents actually met dancing tango. So my mother sometimes was singing tango with French lyrics. I actually danced with her. But this is something I discovered a lot later in my life. So it's a bit atypical, but I have tango on both sides of my family in a very unique way. And I think this has inspired me a lot to make this dance my life. That's something I feel very deeply in my soul.
I love your story, and I heard so many stories of tango dancers, like the previous interview that we had, Selena and Hugo, that they got married and they met dancing. He was her teacher, and so these stories are amazing. And there is a lot of passion in tango, and people sometimes find love, and they find themselves. No. What did you do before dancing tango, and how was that? Yeah.
So personally, my dad was happy when I started dancing tango, but was very unhappy when I told him I want to be professional, because for him it wasn't the real job. So he loved dancing, but he didn't think you could make money out of it. So my dad in France was an immigrant, so very classic story of the immigrant. He wants the son to have good job, either to be, lawyer or doctor or finance, very serious things. And so when I grew up, I mostly tried to do business. So I studied business, I studied economics, I studied finance. But during all my time studying this and doing internship, I was dancing tango every night. And I have very funny stories. Like I went on a business trip to New York when I was working in Montreal with a company called PSP Investment.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually dancing tango late at night the day prior, and I missed my plane. Yes,
Wow.
and I had to give a reason to my employer that obviously wasn't I was dancing tango, but overall tango was already completely taking over my life. And then I took a next plane to go to New York, and on the same night, on my first day of the business trip, I went to milonga in New York. So this is an example I like to tell, that already when I wasn't doing professionally, tango was all my social life. I was dancing every single night in milongas. I was trying to take many lessons, very often every day. And I knew from very early I wanted to make it my profession. Like it was very, very obvious for me. I love the dance too much, and I didn't see myself doing anything else in the long term.
Well, sounds good. I think you have to do in your life what you really like. And you know what? Not everybody is so lucky that can do what they like. Some people, they find a job because of the money, but they are miserable because they just work doing something that they don't like. And you are a lucky person. You can consider yourself very lucky because you do what you like. You do it really well, and you are young, so this is amazing. I like to hear young people like you talking about themselves and their stories. So here I have a question: what is the tango scene like in London, and how does it compare to other cities you have danced in around the world and in Europe?
It's a very good question. First of all, I will start with this. Tango tango in London has changed a lot, a lot. Tango in London at the moment is really evolving. London used to have a quite bad reputation, if I might say so. European dancers or international dancers who were coming to dance to London were very often complaining that the level was not very high. That's number one. And two, that people were not very welcoming. And I believe a lot of work has been done for tango in London to radically change. I mentioned my school before, the Argentine Tango School, when we really try to emphasize community building. So we go for drinks together. We try to spend a lot of time together. We go to milonga together. It's super, super important. And also the Milonga Nacimiento, which is a milonga we organize once a month, in which we always try to invite world-class artists. So we received, for example, Sebastián Arce in January, and Mariana Montes. We received Vaqueris and Mariana, which are European champion in February. We received Sebastián Jiménez and Agustina Tarcini. Every month we have a very, very big couple that is coming. And I think this has given a lot of exposure to London. But I want to say and emphasize that we are not the only one. So I believe we have done a lot of effort, but there are different organizations that in the last years have done tremendous effort for London to progress. One of them is Tango Amistoso, that is run by Wilson and Sylvia, in which they have run a lot of events and also organized a lot of people. And you have other schools like Tango Movements, like the London Tango Academy, like I Love Mondays, different organization, Tanguito as well, that have really pushed tango. So one of the particularity that tango has today is that you have many schools. I think way more school than the average city, and all these schools are advertising to attract beginners, and all the schools are organizing events. So this makes a big difference, and tango in London has really evolved in that direction. And we also have a very nice organizer called Pablo Rodriguez, which runs Tango Space, who organized two very good weekly milongas on Tuesday and on Friday. And when you take all of these scenes together, London has become a very, very, very dynamic city. So for me, I have an amazing experience when I'm in London.
Well, that's great. I hope I will go back to London to visit you. I was in London several times. I love London. I live in Chicago. Chicago is a beautiful city. And like Chicago, London, New York, that cities, they have something very special. As both performer and teacher, how do you balance technique and expression in your classes and choreographies?
That's a very good question. Just before, if you would allow me to say just one thing, we see a lot here me dancing with my partner Iro Davlantilo, and I want to talk a little bit about her. She's not with us at the moment,
Okay.
but she's the current European champion in what we call the milonguera category, which means they make her dance with a lot of random people, and they like follower dance with random leader with random follower, and they select the best individual dancers, and she came first. And in 2 different European competitions on the same year, she became first. So my partner Iro Davlantilo is a phenomenon, and a big reason why these videos are fantastic is because I have the incredible privilege to be dancing with her every day and for her to share my life. So I'm extremely grateful to her, and I just want to send her my hugs and my love. And she's a phenomenon. And you were talking about how we met. For example, we met in a milonga here in London together.
Wow.
That's the case of what you see with many tango dancers. We danced in the milonga. We danced like 6-7 tandas in a row. We danced one tanda we didn't want to separate, and I remember that the first tanda was like a pugliese, and pugliese for us is probably the strongest orchestra of them all.
Yes.
It's an extremely strong orchestra, and basically 2 weeks after dancing this first tanda, we moved in together in the same house. So we were very, very, very passionate, the two of us, about each other, and we were both passionate about tango. So for us was something incredible to have met each other, and I just want to here say that I'm so grateful and happy to be with her every day.
Sounds great. Yeah. Go ahead. I hear you.
On the question that you mentioned, I think teaching tango is really an art that somewhat is very underestimated. I have my own opinion on the question, but what I would briefly mention is I feel that in the previous generation, when you look at the dancers who nowadays are mostly like 30 years old, 40 years old, even 50 years old, the most famous people in tango are dancers, performers. They are first known as dancers and then second as teachers. And when you look at the milongueros and also the people who trained those dancers, I feel somewhat they were more famous as maestros than they were famous as performers. And I think that in the 90s, there was this incredible luck that you had so many excellent maestros. And you see people like, for example, like Todaro, you see people as Raúl Bravo, people as Mingo Pugliese, who really trained an entire generation. And what I feel that despite the fact that today we have amazing dancers, somewhat I feel that we don't have as many people who are dedicated to be great maestros. And for me, I always love teaching. Of course, I love to perform, but tango is about culture. Tango is about heritage. So it's great, you perform, you inspire people applaud you, but it's very important to focus ourselves to spread tango, to spread the culture of tango, to spread the values of tango, not only the steps. So for me, teaching is so important. And technique is important when it comes to teaching, because technique gives you the tools. Some people, you tell them move your leg to the left and they move it to the right, and you need patience, But when you teach them to use their body, to use their breathing, to use their tools, they feel more free, more powerful, and they can express the real emotions they have inside. So technique is always the medium. I never judge a dancer and say, oh my God, he's the greatest dancer in the world, he has amazing technique. You judge a dancer if the dancer has tango. But if the dancer has technique, maybe he can express better what he has inside his heart and what tango means for him or for her. So for me, technique is important as a medium. But the most important at the end is always the music, is your partner, is the abrazo, and how tango will bring us together. For me, that's the most important when you teach.
Yeah, I agree 100% with you. I am a tennis player, for fun, but I play since I was a kid. And I think the technique was the most important. I compare it a little bit with tango. and then the passion that you have, how you move, and everything you put into the sport, because tango is, I would say, it's like a sport. You move your body, you work with your body, and I think that, but the technique, as much as is important in sport like tennis, is very important as a tango dancer, because you could be a talented person to dance, but you need to move that particular steps that you guys are teaching. I've been watching a lot of your videos and videos of many other teachers, and it's interesting all the things that you can learn watching you guys, because you have to have that moves. You have to have that moves, and the way to move that at the end, I guess at one point it may be more natural for you, but I am sure that you guys, you keep creating, you keep developing more moves and different ways to move on that floor and connect with your partner. So what do you think about that?
I think like it's important, first of all, as a leader, I would say, like let's say that the person who leads the movement in tango, it's important to have a good repertoire of movement, because at the time of going to dance to the milonga, or at the time of doing a show, sometimes if you always repeat the same thing, you might feel frustrated and you might feel that your partner doesn't enjoy. So it's important to have a good repertoire of movement. But at the same time, it's important to never put the movement in front of the connection and of the embrace. And this balance somewhat is very hard to find, even when you dance many years. My recommendation for everyone who learns tango and who wants to do it well is to mix three different things. For me, you go to group classes to learn sequences and to develop your vocabulary in tango, and to be able to lead this vocabulary to many different partners, which is something very important. Then you take private classes to really work on your quality and on deep things of tango quality, the depth in technique. And for me, private classes, if you want to be excellent, you have to take them. If you want to be okay, you can just take group classes, but private will give you really that quality. But then, very important, going to milonga. Because at the end of it all, the group class and the private classes, they teach you the theory, and you try and you try and you try, but milonga is the field, is the heart of tango. And I am a milonguero. Even more, being a professional tango dancer, I'm a milonguero. I believe in the night, I believe in the milonga, I believe in dancing hours and hours and hours and hours, and this teaches you things that nothing else can teach you. So for me, study. Many people go to milonga, but they don't study. I think that's not good. Also, some people, they study, they are afraid to go to milonga. The great tango dancer, in my opinion, is a combination of both. The one who studies and who goes to milonga a lot, I am sure, will produce great result, but also will produce unique personality, because the personality of the dancer, for me, is formed in the milonga.
Sounds great. I like your advice. I think it's great. We have some people watching the show. We would like to tell them thank you for watching the show today. Don't forget, guys, to leave your message for Adrien Bariki-Alaoui, who is here today, and we have the privilege to talk with him about tango and tango classes and everything he does, because he's amazing. He and his partner, they are amazing. His wife, she's an amazing dancer, and we hope she will come here to talk with us and tell us more about her career as a tango dancer, choreographer, teacher, and all the things she does for tango around the world. What did I want to say? I wanted to ask you more questions. I have a question about London. London is such a multicultural city. Has that diversity influenced your tango style or approach to teaching?
A lot. I get very emotional talking about this, because tango for me is everything, is my life, is what I have dedicated my entire life to. So I also read a lot about tango, and I have a lot of conversation with many colleagues about tango. And when you read about Buenos Aires in around 1905, 1910, 1915, the years when tango really, really started to become way more prevalent, and also when it became famous in Paris, you see the incredible amount of immigration in Buenos Aires at the time. So a lot of the people in Buenos Aires prior were people who were coming from the Spanish colonies, from the Viceroyalty. But then what happened is you have many people from inside the land, from the provinces, who came to Buenos Aires to look for work in those years. And at the same time, so many European immigrants from so many countries that came. And so I don't want to say wrong numbers, but I think in a matter of 15, 20 years, the population of Buenos Aires went from 300,000 to 1.5 million, which is completely crazy. And most of these people were immigrants. And so the context of tango appeared and started to multiply. That's what many historians say, as a way to make all these people live together and to create for them a common history, common values, common activities to create the modern Argentina. When I see London, I see something a little bit similar. I see a city that attracts so many people from all over the world, people who have dreams, people who want to make a living. It's exactly like Buenos Aires in the time. And in my own class, and I live in the UK, I have mainly only 5-10% British. 85-90% of all my students are not from the UK. They are immigrants. And you have people from Italy, from Greece, from Spain, from Portugal. You have people from Iran. You have people from Iraq. You have people from Argentina, from Colombia. And you have this crazy mix. You have the entire earth in the class. And this mix of people creates something very unique. And because people are far from their home, they don't have their family, and they miss home, they get touched by the nostalgia that tango talks about, you understand? So for me, the London of today is a bit like the Buenos Aires in the past. And I think that's why London is growing so much in tango today. Many people need the embrace because they miss home.
I agree with you. I agree. Yeah, my grandparents, they came from Europe. They went to Buenos Aires. And you know, like many other immigrants, they dance tango. My grandpa used to dance tango. Of course, he's not alive. And my parents too, and my parents' sisters and brothers. During that time, they used to dance tango more. Then there was a gap in the tango in Argentina where my generation didn't dance too much tango, and now it seemed to be that for a while has been coming back, maybe because of the tourists, maybe because people love tango. But I can see more people dancing tango right now in Argentina. Is that right?
I think it's improving. That's for sure. I say that probably tourism has played a role. What was made exceptional, I believe, at the end of when the dictatorship stopped and tango started to reappear. These were the year in 1983, I believe, when Tango Argentino arrived to Paris. And I read that they had no money to travel, so they had to go to Paris in a military plane. I don't know if you imagine the artist. And contrary to many shows that were done at the time, we didn't have big budget in lightings. You had people who were fat, people who were thin, people who were old, people who were young. So it had everything to not work. But Tango Argentino became an incredible success. And before the 80s, it is true, not many people dance in Argentina, and tango was not shown so much anymore. But shows like Tango Argentino, like Tango por Dos by Miguel Soto, like Forever Tango by Luis Bravo, these shows, I believe, and I don't know how much Argentinians know this, but these shows came into the mind of many Americans, many Europeans. Tango was this very dramatic, dense, beautiful thing. And these shows did so much to repopularize tango. And today what is happening, I believe, is the Mundial. I think the World Championship of Tango, the Mundial, is attracting a lot of dancers from all over the world and is creating a lot of advertisement. And I think many porteños, when they see the Mundial and how the entire world comes here to dance tango, I think they feel very proud, and they should feel proud. And I think it's a really, really beautiful thing to see. And tango right now, is developing so much in so many parts of the world. As I told you, in London, is developing a lot. In Eastern Europe, in Asia, you have a crazy growth of tango. In Korea, in China, more and more all over the world, tango is being danced. You go to almost any country nowadays, and there is tango. With my partner, we're teaching a lot in Morocco. We're teaching in Tunisia, so we're teaching in Africa. So really, tango has become a completely universal dance, and that's something beautiful to see.
That sounds amazing. I love it. I love it. I think it's great for the tango around the world. I see some people watching our show right now, and you guys are welcome to leave some messages for Adrian. He probably will answer that questions right now, or you can just leave a message in our channel, in the YouTube channel, and leave your comments, your likes, your me gustas, if you speak English or Spanish. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. This is Momentos on YouTube. Momentos con el Tango, Tango Moments. Momentos Broadcasting is the company that sponsors our show. And we are very lucky today to be with Adrian, that is talking more and more about his tango moves and everything he does in tango. So you were talking about shows and about how people dance tango around Europe and how the tango started. Tell me a little bit about you and your shows. Have you been in a lot of shows in Europe and around the world?
Yes, quite a lot. This year we are a bit less active compared to last year, because last year we're traveling more or less every single weekend. Like out of 52 weeks, I think we must have traveled 49 or 50.
Wow, that's a lot.
And it was very, very tiring, if I'm honest with you. Of course, inspiring, you meet a lot of people, but you realize when you travel so much that it becomes too automatic. And if it becomes too automatic, maybe it becomes less sincere. And if it is less sincere, you share less tango, you know? So also we have a school that is growing fast. So we always need to find a balance between growing the local community in London and traveling around the world. But we have been in way more shows than I can count. And we have been doing shows in very particular context. For example, in February, we did a show, very special show for Valentine's Day, with the Philharmonia Orchestra, which is the orchestra that crowned the current king of Great Britain. So it's one of the greatest classical orchestra in the history, 100 musicians. So we danced with 100 Philharmonic musicians, and it was almost in front of 3,000 people. I think it was sold out, 2,700 people. And to share tango in front of the classical music world, in front of so many people, was a big privilege. So we tend to dance a lot within the tango world in festivals, we travel a lot, but sometimes you also have the opportunity to do those shows in front of non-tango audiences, and this really spreads tango a lot. So that's something I also encourage to my colleagues. It's very important that we dance tango in between us, that we create more festivals, that people that are already in tango enjoy. But I feel to spread tango more, it's very important we dance in front of new kind of audiences. So that's really something I want to push forward.
Sounds good. No, I think it has to be very exciting, to be in front of the audience, because you improve every minute in every day your confidence. Although I feel that you have a lot of confidence already, so I don't know how much more you need to learn and how much confidence you need to get. But I think you guys, you are amazing, and you show a lot of confidence, passion, and connection between each other because of tango, and because of both of you, that it seems to be that you have an amazing connection between each other. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. Iro is my partner, is a very, very special person. And for us, the love in between us and our love for tango was always something mixed. When we got together at the beginning, we got together because we wanted to compete together in a competition, like in the national UK championship. But very soon we realized that our interest for each other was not only for tango, but was also, attraction for the other person. But from the first moment of our relationship, we wanted to form a professional couple in tango. And this kind of permanent mix that exists between the relationship and the dance is why I believe we look so connected, because when we dance tango with each other, we're not doing a job. We are doing what we have always done, which is like being with each other and loving what we do. So for us, it's very together, you understand? There's not this clear separation between tango as a job or love life. For us, it's very similar.
I understand. And my question in regards to that is, is it hard to dance with another partner that is not your wife? Do you have that opportunity sometimes to do that? And probably you don't connect the same way, but you dance ball. How do you do it?
It's a very good question. I think I will say this in a way. When you meet, for example, someone, you go on a date, and at some point, maybe first date, maybe second, maybe third, I don't know. At some point, we will have sex, and it will always feel very special. But maybe sometimes you are 20 years into a relationship, and you have sex with that same person, and it's going to feel different. Maybe the person that you have never slept with and you sleep with her for the first time, there is a lot of excitement because it has never happened. But in the person that you sleep together maybe for 20 years, there is a depth and a knowledge of the other that no one night stand will give you. Okay? So if you allow me this comparison, I would say that somewhat dancing with new people has a feeling of excitement and new, and it's a different form of connection. But dancing with the same partner gives you a different form of connection. Both Iro and I, we are milongueros, which means that we dance with other people all the time. And we love it because it keeps us sharp. It makes sure that I can lead everyone, she can follow everyone. We share the energy of different people and we get inspired. So we dance all the time with different people. I would say that our professional product, meaning shows, is done in between us. There are a few exceptions. Generally speaking, we tend to do shows sometimes with maestros of us, people who have trained us. One example was Sebastián Arce and Mariana Montes. I danced with Mariana Montes and Iro danced with Sebastián Arce in January. We also danced with Geraldine Rojas and Ezequiel Paludi in the year that passed. But we still have a very, very special relationship with these people. Those are not just random people. So when it comes to social dancing, we dance with everyone and we absolutely love it. And when it comes to show, I believe that it's a relationship that's a bit more special. And with Iro, we are more like permanent and exclusive partner, if that makes sense.
Sounds great. Yeah, no, I think you're 100% right. Let's play one more video here. And then we have a few more questions for you, Adrien. Really, this interview is very interesting. You are a very smart man. You have a lot of experience, and the way you explain things are really good. I like how you talk about tango and about your experience as a tango dancer. And here it is. Video from Instagram, apparently. Very yes. Good. I love this video. I like the place. Where did you make this video?
In Morocco? We made this video in Trier. It's in Germany. Okay. We were invited there for a festival last year. It was a fantastic festival, and we want to thank the organizers. It was an absolutely fantastic moment. The building that we're in is a building from the Roman Empire. One of the oldest buildings in Europe. We couldn't believe our eyes. It's called Porta Negra, the black door. And these stones that you see are here for like more than 2,000 years. So it's incredible building. And for us, it was very important to make a video there.
Yeah, and you guys with Tango, you bring them alive, pretty much. You know, you make the environment even better because you bring that passion and seduction. I don't know. I see something special in both of you when you dance. You know, that connection is an explosion of energy, which is great. So we got more questions here. The audience are very happy. They are sending tons of messages. They are very happy to hear you, to know about you. They are going to follow you in the internet. Don't forget to send me all the links so I can put all the links in the description of this video. So you all guys that are listening and watching this video, you can click on the videos and watch all his videos and leave him a message, and at the same time leave him likes and subscribe to his channel as much as subscribe to us, because this is the channel, my friends, who supports artists around the world. We have a lot of stuff here, artists from all over the world, from different genres, plastic artists, singers, the movie directors. But this is a space, especially space that we created for tango, for people who love tango. So tell me a little bit about this. What is the biggest challenge and greatest reward of being a tango artist in Europe today?
It's a very, very good question. I think the reward is to feel, let me put it this way. Europe, in a way, when you live inside it, has very different cultures. For example, I simplify a little bit, okay? But Anglo-Saxon country, like Germany, like the UK, to a certain extent, like Scandinavia, are very different from very Mediterranean countries like Italy, like Greece, like Spain, and also very different from Slavic countries, you know, like Romania, like Poland, and anything. Very, very different, all of these things. So the way you need to explain maybe something to a Slavic person or to an Italian person, the emotions that you put, the metaphor that you use is different. Maybe the way that you dress, maybe the songs that you choose, all of them have their own sensitivity. So this is both like a challenge and a reward. It is challenging because you need to be very adaptable when you travel a lot in Europe, if you really want to be great. You can always propose the same thing, the same teaching, but it's way better to account for the culture and the individuality of the person that you see. That is challenging, but at the same time, it's very rewarding. I would say that going with people from different culture, you learn a lot of things, a lot of very, very important things. You see new way of moving, you see new ways of explaining, new ways of being, and all of that enriches our dance very, very much. I would say it's even more the case when we travel outside of Europe, obviously coming to Buenos Aires, to Argentina, also to different cities in which we work, like Rosario is always like a fantastic inspiration. We are in conversation right now to go to a festival in Mexico. Next year, we might go to Dubai as well quite soon. We're going to Croatia in just 2 weeks. So all of these very different destinations enrich us a lot as dancer. It's challenging, of course. You need to reinvent yourself, but it's very rewarding.
Sounds good. I love that. And let me read a message that this message is for you. Somebody's leaving a message, and it's saying, let me see. They are. That's you. Oh, you left me a link, but at the same time, people say thank you for this interview. It's so great. We love it, and we love to listen to Adrien. Sounds great. Very good. Very, very good. And here, Adrien, I have something else here. How? Here it is. What? How do you keep your inspiration and creativity alive when preparing for new shows or workshops?
Well, my maestros, many of them were saying, hay que ir a la milonga para robar pasos. You go to the milonga to steal steps. And in a way, you always need to get inspired by colleagues. Sometimes colleagues who are better than you, colleagues who are different than you, and you need to not be afraid to find new styles. When I started tango, I was very inspired by things that were very salon, what we call tango salon, so very traditional, very elegant, and many people, when they see us dancing, they still see that influence. I loved, for example, Gabriel and Sebastian Mise. I loved Miguel Zotto. I loved Leandro Oliver, which still today is one of our main maestros. But with time, I also discovered different style of tango, what would call more milonguero or estilo del centro. So like people like Carlitos Espinosa, for example, who is dancing way more close embrace. Tango escenario, so all the people who are doing more complex choreographies, but also tango nuevos, figures like Chicho, figures like, for example, Giampiero and Lorena, Sebastián Arce, people who are in the middle a bit like Pablo Verón. So with time, you need to accept to go into different tango styles if you do not want to limit yourself. And it's important as dancers, but it's even more important as maestros. I believe that as maestros, we should not teach a tango style. As a maestro of tango, I do not teach tango salon. I do not teach tango milonguero. I do not teach tango nuevo. I teach tango. Tango is one.
And
those are declinations.
And people need to discover themselves and discover tango, practicing, like you said, going to milongas and having a feeling
do not be afraid of different style. Do not see, for example, oh, I dance very salon like Gabriel Mise, so I don't like what Chicho does. Or don't be like, oh, I'm a nuevo dancer like Chicho, I don't like Gabriel Mise. It's very important for me to see tango in its diversity and really explore different style. One of our most influential maestro is Sebastián Arce, and Sebastián Arce has always done this. Is someone that really crossed the style, and it was really important for him to explore different things. And that was one of my biggest inspiration. It's extremely important, I feel, for us to explore different style of tango. Although our base is more tango salon, we always get inspired by different styles. And watching colleagues on Instagram, in real life, in milongas, in shows, we always get inspired by them.
Yeah, no, I understand. I think it's important to follow what you want to do, what you like. We had here many different tango dancers. We had Claudio Gonzalez, like I said recently, Hugo Patin, and another people that they another great dancers. And talking with Claudio, he specializes in tango scenario, and he loves to do that. He teaches tango scenario. Many people love to go to his school too in Buenos Aires, and I could see that it's a completely different style of tango salon, no, the one that you do, no.
It is different. With Vito, with my partner, we do include a lot of elements of tango escenario in what we do. For example, in the video that you passed, there are some moments when Iro does an arrastre, so she goes more to the floor. We use elements of tango fantasia, a bit more spectacular, like tango around, but not in front, but like this, which we call tango al revés. But one thing that is true is that we tend, compared to the average professional, to do less choreographies and to improvise more. And this has to do from the fact that we come from the milonga. We are very like improvising kind of dancers. But we are putting tango escenario within our dance. It's just that generally speaking, we improvise tango escenario rather than doing a lot of choreographies. We do some choreographies, but we really love to improvise. And one of the people who inspired me a lot to do this were Jadmin Rojas and Ezequiel Paluri, which are people that are doing incredible dance. They have their unique style. They are both in the history of tango forever. And they told me that in many of their shows, which had a lot of jumps and things, they were actually improvising. And that made me realize that we could do tango escenario, but not only with choreographies. We could make tango escenario part of the flow of improvisation. So that is something that influenced me a lot.
I like the idea. I think it's great. I think people like to see what's coming from your heart. And of course, choreography is necessary, but improvisation is very important too. So here I have another question. I don't want to. I have a few more questions for you. We are enjoying this, and I organized this interview in particular with you with questions because otherwise sometimes I have a tendency to fly, and start talking about something else. But anyway, but here it is a question that somebody sent it to me, and it's: what role do you think tango plays in today's European culture, especially in a cosmopolitan city like London?
London is a center of art in which we have amazing access to many things. One of the most impressive of them all is musicals. It's something that is a bit more specific to the UK. It was very popular in France in the past, and then it's exported to Buenos Aires from France. But today it's very, very popular in the UK. And we also have amazing ballet. For example, the Royal Ballet, we have very good opera. So you have very, very good classical music. And in the past, of course, you had fantastic rock music. So the UK is very rich culturally. I think that tango historically does not have the same importance in the UK as it had, for example, in France. But the recent waves of immigration that are going to the UK are bringing a lot of these people who come from those more sunny countries. And so because of the recent immigration, tango in UK is progressing a lot. And as I was mentioning before, our recent collaboration with the Philharmonia Orchestra, I think it is one of the first time in history that tango dancers, soloist with no one else, it was only us, dance in front of 3,000 people with 100 musicians. I mean, it's something very, very crazy. And this is like a very big step from the classical world to the tango world. And the fact that such a big classical orchestra is willing to put tango as solo dancers, without ballet dancers, without modern dancers, just tango, shows how much tango has progressed in London and how much tango is getting part of the culture. So for me, those are super positive signs.
Sounds good. I love it. I love that something like that is happening in London, and I love that people like tango and started to embrace the tango, although it's not their culture, because tango was born in the Rio de la Plata, and well, some people think that was born in France, but that's questionable. But doesn't matter. The most important thing is the tango is traveling around the world, thanks to people like you, thanks to dancers like you and your partner, who are really expanding the culture, the Argentinian culture, the tango around the world. I have a message here. Let me see. The message is from Katy Camacho. Oh, Katy, thank you so much. She's saying that you are the best teacher. All the best for you. And also she said, the best tango teacher. All the best for you. You are really an amazing teacher. Everybody knows. But here you have a great comment from Katy Camacho. Thank you, Katy. We send you regards and greetings from Chicago. Yeah, go ahead, Adrien.
Thank you so much, Kathy, for this beautiful comment. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, and I also take this occasion to thank you, Abel, for inviting, because it's not so many shows are giving the opportunity for tango dancers to actually speak, and tango teachers to actually speak about their work, and it's very good, and I think it's another way to spread tango. So I also want to thank you for what you do, because as tango teachers and dancers, we spread tango, but with what you do, you spread tango also a lot. So thank you for this.
No, I thank you really, because I enjoy every time I interview somebody that is an expert dancer. This show is a special show to give space to tango dancers and people who love tango, musicians. We had the opportunity to interview the son Robert of El Polaco Goyeneche, the son, Roberto Emilio Goyeneche. He's the son, and he was here in our show in the past, and we had another tango singers, and there are many more coming, and many, they call us, they try to get into the show. It's a little bit difficult sometimes to schedule, because there are so many that they are interested to talk about, but we love it. We love every minute, every second when we talk about people that they love tango, because tango is still alive, and it will be alive forever, because it's a passion that people have it, and people that they don't know it, they need to discover it. I think it's important. For that reason, we invite everybody who is listening to this Tango interview with Adrien to visit his channel. We will leave all the links in our channel in the description, so you can click and contact him and find more information about his tango classes and many more things that he is doing and projects that he's planning to do this year and the next years. So we have a few more questions, Adrien, and we have to go, but here we have you collaborated with artists from other dance or music genres in London? How has that shaped your tango work, or you only dedicate yourself to tango?
We do tango. My partner Iro has training in more or less every dance that exists almost. She did a lot of ballet. She did modern. She did contemporary. She did Latin. She did ballroom. She even did African traditional dances, which also emphasizes a lot of this connection to the floor and connection to the compass, which I think tango at the root in many ways was very influenced by Afro music, even going through Cuba, through the habanera then mixed with the payadores, created the milonga, and then later tango came. So for sure there's a big connection between Africa and tango, and I think like you see tango as this perfect mix that exists between African rhythm and vibe and connection to the floor with European elegance, the waltz, the polka, and you really have this incredible mix. So I think that's what makes tango very special. In terms of collaboration in London, we have been in a musical lately, which is called Bordello, and it talks about what today we call white slavery. So what it is, it describes how certain women were exported to Argentina to become prostitutes. Some of them were in debt, or their husband died while being in debt, and they were exported very often from France, also a lot from Marseille, from the port of Marseille. That's why in many tango lyrics you have mention of French prostitutes, because you had a lot of this network that was going place, also from the countries in the East. And so we were in this musical, which was a fantastic experience, and we were surrounded by fantastic dancers, fantastic singers, musical people, and sometimes you dance tango on different things. We're used to dance tango on Disarli, on D'Arienzo, on Pugliese Troilo, and many others, but sometimes you need to dance tango on music that sounds very different, and this teaches you a lot. And you observe the singers, you observe the actors, you observe people who have different dance, and you realize that they have things that we don't have. And it's very interesting, I believe, to inspire ourselves, not only from tango dancers, but from all the best dancers, all the best singers, all the best actors, because they have a lot of things that they can also bring to tango. And what we hear from them is that it also inspired them a lot. So to go close to great artists, no matter what the art, it makes you richer. And as tango people, we shouldn't be closed. We constantly need to make tango grow and evolve. And through this evolution, tango is never going to die. So it's very important.
Sounds good. This is very, very interesting what you are talking about. And I am glad it happens the way you are talking about, that there is like a feedback within different genres, the different dancers. And so the tango is growing every day. And thank you so much, Adrien. We have one more question, and unfortunately we have to go, and we will probably talk in the future more about you and other things that you would like to talk. Just be sure you keep in touch with us, send us links so we can upload some of your videos. If you have any promo video for your school and your classes, everything, we can also add it to our library, video library or playlist. Here it says, what advice would you give to someone in Europe or around the world who would like to build a career in tango like you have?
Few things. Number one, it's very important to understand that tango is Argentinian. It's culturally very much Argentinian. People touch each other like Argentinian. They walk like Argentinians. So I would say that it is important to get quite familiar with the Argentinian culture, even more with the culture of Buenos Aires, of the porteños. If possible, learning Spanish is good because even in between many colleagues of Tango, we speak English, but many of us together we speak Spanish. So I would say getting familiar with not only Tango culture, the orchestras and everything, but also with Argentinian culture at large, and going to Buenos Aires and taking classes is going to be very important. Then, on top of that, what I would say is find a good maestro or good maestros. Yes, you have a lot of difference of quality in the tango worlds because the dance has grown a lot, and you have people who study very little, who have very little experience, and who now they call themselves maestros. In reality, one should never call himself maestro. The other people tell you, you are my maestro. You don't say, I am your maestro. So it is important to study a lot with people who are shaped our dance, with legends of our dance, people who have proven themselves, who have been dancing for very long, and to learn from them, to absorb from them. Do not come there with ego. It's important every time you take a tango class to let your ego on the side and be like, okay, I am here to absorb. When you do a show, here your ego must be at the maximum. You understand? Because people need to look at you and be inspired and trust you. So for shows, you need maximum ego. For class, you need minimum ego. So study a lot, go a lot to milongas, a lot. Take private classes. Try to have a regular maestro, someone that you study regularly with, that you really trust. Yes, and go to Argentina. Go to Argentina, study, learn Spanish, and if you keep working hard for years, if you meet the right person, then sky is the limit.
Sounds great. Sounds great. I love all your advices. I really thank you so much. We will follow you in YouTube. I hope everybody that watch this show will send the link to all his friends and family so they can enjoy this amazing interview that we had together today with Adrien Bariki-Alaoui. Sounds great. And maybe next time we will meet your wife, that she will probably talk with us more about her career. So send her my regards. That's it, my friends. This is all for today in Tango Moments with Adrien Bariki. Thank you so much, Adrien.
Thank you, Abel. And next time, my wife would be extremely happy to come. Anytime you want to organize it, it would be with absolute pleasure.
Sounds great. We will keep in touch. We will let you know. We will let her know so we can coordinate a nice schedule. So, guys, I have to say goodbye. Thank you. This has been almost an hour of show with Adrien. We enjoyed a lot, and we wish you all the best in your career. And again, keep in touch with us. And my friends, don't forget, connect with us, leaving your message, your comments, and subscribe to our channel. And that's it. Don't forget, this is Tango Moments, Momentos con el Tango from Chicago. Thank you so much and have a great day.